everyone, so today I want to chat about comparison and I want to chat about patience. Actually, we're going to do both. So today we're going to start with getting you to let go of the idea that we can microwave life and microwave your goals. I get it, you have a goal, you want to hit that and get that dopamine as quickly as possible. That's the dream, but life isn't quite like that. So we are going to let go today of the idea that one, you can microwave your goals. Two, that you have to be somewhere specifically at a specific time. There is no reason for you to get to your goal as quickly as possible. Unless you have a deadline, don't freak out about it. Right, so let's get in. What are we chatting about today? Notes. Don't get demoralized if you aren't moving along as fast as you would like. Now, I get it, I would prefer to move faster, but you kind of can't let it demoralize you. This is why mini wins are so important, because it keeps the momentum train going, because you always have those mini nuggets of motivation to keep it going before you get impatient and tired and frustrated with how you're doing. And it is so easy to be frustrated because you're constantly bombarded with people on social media achieving your goals, living their hashtag perfect life, and you're like, why is it that my life isn't the one that's perfect and everyone else seems to be doing great? Because everyone else on Instagram, as you've been told multiple times, is just putting up their highlights and their holiday pics. No one is putting up the pics of them at 2 in the morning like, oh, I can't sleep. Or putting up their crappy meals that they burnt. So I've made some really questionable cakes in my life. Do they get on Instagram? No, because everyone puts on this facade that they're happy all the time. Now, it is impossible to be happy all the time. Like, I'm happy a good, I would say, 85% of the time. That's a really high percentage because my job is to be happy, because I'm good at it. That's my one thing that I'm great at. My boyfriend is a good 99% happy because I think there's something broken in his brain that makes him permanently chill unless he's hungry, and then he's grumpy. So happiness is just like a good percentage rate, but you have to understand that you're not going to be happy all the time. You're going to be happy most of the time, and some days you're going to be sad and you're going to sit on the sofa and cry. It's called balance, and you need to get ice cream for it. Anyway, let's get back to the notes and avoid the rants. We're talking about comparing people on the internet. Right, you're going to see these people. We'll go fitnessy because this is a fitness themed, once again, episode. That woman, you know, who has the body goals that you're kind of aiming for, the one with like the 6 abs. Like, you see that, you look at them and you're like, oh yeah, that's what I want. She makes it look so easy. Like, no, she worked 4 hours in the gym absolutely every single day, gave up her job so she can train so she can look like this. So she has like no money, only eats 2 carrots a day because abs are made in the kitchen and they are not worth it. No, never have abs been worth it. Like, life is too short to have abs. Not even the fittest man on the planet, Matt Fraser, has told everyone that abs are not worth it because Ben & Jerry's is better. So don't compare yourself with people on the internet, because people on the internet, not only do they just give their highlight reel, but you don't see their stories. You don't see their battles through the fire and the ice and the pain. You just see their happy results. You don't see the hours of them weighing out their food, or the hours of them crying in the kitchen because their kids won't stop screaming. Like, you see the perfect families and the perfect models and all of these wonderful happy people, but you don't see the reality of they're just like you. They're just normal, but they just promote themselves a little more. And that's okay. That is my job. I realize that I do this, but I am happy most of the time and I want to help other people be happy, which is what this is all about. But anyway, don't compare yourself to me. It's pointless. You're nothing like me. No one is. Not even my sisters. Just like I'm like no one else and I'm completely incomparable. And you can be tricked into thinking that you are, because I have 4 sisters and they are all, in their own different ways, smarter, better, fitter, handsomer, all those things, but we're not comparable because we're also incredibly different. So no comparison, no. Right, let's dive into nugget number 2. Shoes. Yeah, shoes. You walk in your shoes down your path, okay? Now, the only shoes you want to be focusing on are the shoes that you're wearing and walking in. You don't get to walk in other people's shoes. That's their shoes. and you don't know where they've been, you don't know what their path's like, you just know your path and your shoes. And yes, you may be walking down your path and someone may hurtle by on a bike, but you're still not comparable. No matter how much you think you are, or how much you have the same goal and heading to the same place, you're not comparable because they have a bicycle, because that's what life gave them, because they're different. For whatever reason, maybe they had a rich parent that bought them a bicycle, but for the rest of us, we're just walking in our awesome shoes. So stop looking at people hurtling by in their other shoes. Just look at your shoes, and they can be pretty. You have pink glittery dot martens. Those are the dream. So I have a theory. I had a theory and I tested it in the gym. So back a 3 years ago, I used to, because this is going to be a CrossFit example. I am a CrossFitter, I'm sorry. We can't stop talking about it. But anyway, I was at the gym, and in workouts I used to like play low, like not be as good as I could be, because I wanted to finish first. Not because I wanted to beat everyone, but because I didn't want everyone else to think I was fat, unfit and useless. So I used to not put heavy weights on and not progress. I would just do the minimum amount that I could do so I could be first, which is probably where my cardio obsession started. But that's what happened. And then one day, it was kind of, it's just really demotivating if you do that. So one day I picked up the heavier weights, only woman that did it, and I did the workout and I finished 20 minutes after everyone else, and it was satisfying because I was so much better than I was back down the road. I was better than I was yesterday, and it is the most satisfying feeling. If you beat someone else when you're comparing and competing, it's not really satisfying. It's just a bit kind of like but when you beat yourself, it's so juicy. It's just such a great feeling of accomplishment. You're like, yes, I'm better than I was yesterday. I want that feeling more. And the more you compete with yourself, and the more you only compare yourself to who you were yesterday, bam, you become a better place. Side note, if we're going to talk about recovery, ignore that, because you can't compare yourself if you were healthy and if you're sick now. So if you used to be really fit and now you're not because you're broken, don't compare yourself to yourself. Just focus on the next day and getting healthier and getting better. Okay, small intermission, let's get back. Murph. Oh, I was going to tell you my Murph story. So Murph is a workout which involves a 1 mile run, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, and another mile run. Professional athletes with a weighted vest can do this in 25 minutes. Yep, everyone around my box, they do it in about just under an hour. Everyone else does it in about an hour. I think previously when I've done half the reps, it's been about an hour. So I finished full Murph, all of the reps, no weight vest, in 77 minutes. Absolutely everyone else finished 30 minutes before me. It was just me left bashing into the pavement as I was doing more push-ups, and I only ever done 10 push-ups, 8 unbroken. So yeah, to do 200 was, didn't think I'd do it, didn't think I could do 100 pull-ups either, couldn't do 300 squats, and then didn't think I could do a mile run after all that, and I did. And it was satisfying and it was juicy because I had an actual metric of how much I've improved, because I actually tried, because I stopped comparing and I stopped trying to compete and I stopped trying to beat everyone, and I just went, I'm gonna try and see how long it takes until I fail. And the result was I completed it, and it took me 77 minutes, and it was amazing because I got to eat so many victory cookies after that. But anyway, that was my Murph story. It's just, I took something I didn't think I could do, I didn't compare myself to anyone, I didn't compete, and I just did it. And it was amazing. I strongly advise that you do it. Don't do Murph, that's a horrible workout. Great fun, but once a year kind of workout. Anyway, back to our scheduled programming. Don't be thrown off by other people's success. Use it as inspiration to fuel your fire, to keep you going. Whatever you can use to find motivation, do it. Competition is healthy, but comparison is not. So if you find someone that you're competitive with, as long as you're doing it and being inspired by them and using them to push you forward as accountability, that's great. Just don't compare yourself to them, because again, you're running completely different roads and journeys, and some of you, she might have a lot more bumps, or she might be carrying a big backpack instead because she's got so much trauma. Like, no comparison. And if you continue down this road and be better than you were yesterday, don't compare, and just be patient and walk forward, eventually someone is going to come up to you and say, oh my god, you are where I wish I could be. And then you're going to have to deal with the most irritating problem you've ever had in your life, which is you working really hard, achieving a goal, and then someone walking up to you and saying, oh my god, yeah, you're so blessed because you were born with that. You're just naturally talented. That's what it is. I can assure you, when you've worked really hard to hit a goal and then someone tells you that you're naturally talented and that all your hard work meant nothing because you were born like that, is the most frustrating thing that could ever happen to you. So when they do that, and it will happen, just look at them like, oh, it's really hard for this. Anyway, that's what I do. I don't know if that's actually helpful or useful advice at all, but when it does happen, don't get too frustrated. Kind of enjoy it if you can. Because I'm just like, okay, I worked really hard to look like this. I worked really hard to be healthy and fix my brain and all of that. But you know, it's okay because I was born looking like this. I was born with huge weightlifting traps. Anyway, let's clarify. 4 main points. 1, don't compare yourself to anyone. It's not worth it. It doesn't work, and it makes everyone sad and miserable, especially when you're comparing yourself to someone and they beat you and it sucks, or you beat them and then they feel bad. So no matter what, comparison sucks, okay? Number 2, patience. Patience is a virtue that I don't have, but if you are struggling with it, I can send you loads of exercises. Patience requires practice. Now, I am not the most patient person because I'm from generation now and I like stuff now. I can appreciate patience, and I'm very patient in some aspects of my life, and in some I've absolutely none. So I'm very impatient with food, but I'm extremely patient with personal relationships. Like, I'll stay single for, I think it was 5 years was my stretch until I found someone that was worthy of my time. Patience is a great thing. They always say good things come to those who wait, but they also say go out and get your thing. So there is a balance, and you have the whole of your life to find it. Don't stress. You don't have to be patient like that. You can just relax and practice it. Practice being patient and breathing. If it ever helped me, I don't think it's done, but I hear it helps normal people. 3, find motivation anywhere, even if it involves competing with people. We're going to talk about week 3, so this should be around week 3 now. So you're going to be motivated and happy for like the first 2 weeks. You're going to be like, yeah! Week 3 is where you start to get tired because you've been training a little more, you've been eating a little cleaner, so your energy levels are starting to dip. And week 3 is when you start to get frustrated and crash because you've worked really hard for 2 weeks and nothing's changed. But we need to get motivation going up because you're about to hit the habit point. So the habit point is the 21 day. So when we hit that, things start to become much more easy and more natural. So we have to push through in the 3rd week by stuffing motivation down you. So wherever you can find it, find it. Surround yourself by it. Get other people to kick you up in the butt. If you need more accountability, just message me and be like, I stopped giving a shit. That's fine. It all happens. Week 3 is always my worst week because I'm always like, oh, why am I doing this? I could just be eating cake and not doing anything with my life. Like that, it sucks. So if you're struggling, message me and we will find a way to keep you motivated because it's important. If you want to hit your goals, we need to be consistent, or we can rein back some of the lesser or some of your things on your plan and we can make them a little smaller. And either way, we are going to get the momentum going until you hit the habit point and you start to pick up and you start to see real progress, or feel real progress depending on what your goals are. Anyway, let's go with number 4. Life is a really long journey. It's really long. It's a whole lifetime. Like, don't be impatient. Don't expect to be where you're supposed to be. We've been told that, you know, by 21 you're supposed to find the one you're supposed to be in love with, and you're supposed to get married and have a house and have kids by 25, and it's all going to be magical. That was somebody's dream 50 years ago, and everyone told us that that was our dream. And it may be your dream, but it's not everyone's dream. And you don't have to be on that very strict timeline to find that dream life. There is no timeline for you. If you feel like you're behind, don't freak out. Don't get stressed out about it. It's gonna be okay because it doesn't matter if you hit your goal. Sure, if you have a deadline, we'll help you work to your deadline, no problem. But it's gonna be okay if you don't. You may not be progressing as fast as you want, but you're progressing regardless, and that's better than nothing. So chill out. chill out is the best I can come up with. So it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be great. And I am gonna let you go so you can have a nice chill afternoon and just think about who you've been comparing yourself to and how you're gonna stop and how you're gonna motivate yourself to continue doing your plans. So have a great day, everyone, and I will see you on the gram or when you message me or when we have our chat and catch up. So